Tip day. Today we're going to talk about 3 back tips you need to know. Matter of fact, somebody asked me if I can do a tip every day, and we'll try. That might be a little bit more work, but we'll see if we can get her done. Now, these are my 3 favorite tips. I also think these are the 3 most important tips. We have a 9-step solution for back pain and sciatica, and one of our steps is absolutely 100% we need to educate you on how to bend and how to move. Why do we do that? Because if you consistently do things the wrong way, very often you end up overloading the disc. So all the tips that we have are about the best biomechanics of your spine so that you don't overload the disc or don't overload the joints, because when you overload the joints and the discs, that's when you make your back pain worse. So these tips are really about how to make sure your back pain doesn't get worse. So today's Tuesday, and we're going to do a recap of my 3 favorite tips, and then tonight we're going to do another tip probably at 5:30 Central Time. So number 1, these are the tips that we're going to go over the next 12 weeks. We've done 3 now. Today will be 4. So over the next 8 weeks we'll have 8 more, but the first one's really simple. If you're sitting for long periods of time, you need to get up every half hour to an hour and walk around. First of all, it's good for your heart, but it's also good for your back. The longer you sit, the more you load the disc and all the tissues get tighter. It's either stretching or getting tighter, and the combination of those 2 things very often makes your back problem worse. So number 1, if you're sitting for more than 30 minutes, get up, walk around. Also, micro breaks. Now, micro breaks are really important if you sit at a desk and you have to work on a computer, because when you sit at a desk and you're working on a computer, very often what happens is your spine is leaning forward like this, like this. You know, we sit at home in the morning when we're having our breakfast, we sit in our car, we sit at work, we sit in our car when we go home, and we sit and have dinner, and then we sit and either go on the internet or watch TV. So, way too much sitting. So if you're sitting for long periods of time, and your back starts to go forward like this, you start to develop that curve where you get this little thing going on here, and this is bad. So we need to retrain your posture, and the way you retrain your posture is you do the posture break. It's a micro break, okay? We call them micro breaks. So when you redo your posture, what you have to do is you have to sit on the edge of your chair, so you slide forward so your seat is barely hanging on the seat of your chair, and what you do is you drop your arms straight down, your knees are going out on an angle like this, and your feet are on the same angle, so it's just like this. Your arms go to your side, then you roll your shoulders back. Okay, so I'm doing this with my palms of my hands, so it's going like this. And you want to do that and hold it for 10 seconds. And if you can do it once every 20 minutes, after a period of about 2.5 weeks, you can retrain these muscles and these nerves to hold that posture all the time. So what we're doing is reactivating muscles, we're reactivating nerves, and we're creating new habits. So this is all about a new habit. You need to stand up straight. Standing up straight, better posture, better for your spine. So you're going to do this. This is my favorite one. If you do this now, it's a little bit sore. It means you have to re-educate those muscles. It'll take a couple weeks. They'll start to feel a little bit better. The tips don't necessarily solve every back problem, but they prevent your back problem from getting worse and very often alleviate some of the pressure that's causing you to have pain. That's the back, that's the micro break. Now, the right way to breathe, we talked about that last week. People tend to breathe through their chest. Chest breathing is not good. Okay, chest breathing causes neck problems, causes shoulder problems, and causes the muscles of your stomach to be tight all the time. Muscles in the stomach need to be active but not tight all the time. The reason they're tight is because we're holding our belly in. Why are we holding our belly in? Because we live in a culture where the belly doesn't stick out. So by holding your belly in all the time, it causes you to breathe through your chest. So you need to learn to be a belly breather. Okay, belly breather is where the diaphragm goes down. The diaphragm is the muscle that connects to the bottom of the lung, and when it goes down, it fills the lung. So what happens is if you're using your chest to breathe, you're a shallow breather and you're not getting enough oxygen. So as a belly breather, you'll allow the muscles to relax, but you'll also get more oxygen into your tissues. And chest breathers, what happens is the chest moves. Belly breathing is where the belly goes out. So as you breathe in, the belly goes out. I can do this. Breathe in, belly goes out. Kind of like that. I hope you get the point. That shouldn't be confusing. But as the breath goes in, the belly needs to go out. You need the diaphragm to go down. Okay, you need to reactivate those muscles. Some people say it's just at the diaphragm, and it really is all about the diaphragm. But to get that active, you have to get the belly moving. So those are the 3 tips. Those will slowly start to alleviate the pressure on the tissues, which is going to make you feel a little bit better. They are important tips. We're going to have another tip tonight, and we're going to go through these tips every week. Now, am I going to do one a day? I don't know, but I'm going to try. We'll see if we can get that done. I don't think you need 1,000 tips, quite frankly. We only have 12. And the reason we only have 12 is because they're really all about the fundamental movements of the spine. There's not 1,000 movements. There might be 1,000 activities, but it's all about the fundamentals. And micro breaks really are the most important for the fundamentals because it gets your spine in that position where you're taking the pressure off the joint. So those are the tips for today. If you have back pain, you're not getting better, it is the new year. New years are all about trying to fix things that you couldn't fix last year. We're here to fix you. We're a part of your team. Our team will make you better. Okay, we have a 9-step process to do that. We have a link above, and you can click on that link to get these emails, these tips emailed to you. You get one a day or one every other day for a couple weeks. But there's also a link below for YouTube in the description box where you can activate and get those. So we talked about the micro break. We talked about the right way to breathe. Start making these things. The reason we do these videos more often is because they need to be habits. These videos are here to remind you to do these things. That's why we do it. It needs to be a reminder. It needs to be a habit. Good habits take the pressure off the spine. Bad habits make it worse. It's like anything in life. Bad habits will get you in